What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the JR Wisdom channel. I want to thank all you guys for tuning in once again tonight for this special topic, which I know has been crushed. But I was emailed this topic, and I figured I'd go ahead and cover it. And I've seen as of late a few different statuses that were posted online, and obviously there was a famous video that was posted last month. Hello, Patricia. There was a very popular one that I've been seeing that's been like shared, you know, continuously by what I assume to be single mothers and other outlets. Like I think it was shared on World Star and La Truth and all of these other ones out here. So um, I'm just gonna get right into it. Is there any benefit to dating a single mother? This is coming from someone who has dated, if you want to call it that, dated a few single mothers. And to be honest with you, because a lot of people, you have these guys saying they're naming off all the benefits of dating one. But to be honest with you, there is a benefit only if she has her stuff together. All right, if she has her stuff together. And when I say that, which I'm gonna go down this list of all this stuff that these gentlemen have been making these videos about all these benefits. Only if she has her stuff together, because you can't just make a blanket video and say this is the benefit of dating a single mother, and all these women may be sharing this video, but none of them probably fit any of those qualities that they were talking about. But these guys are saying it's not a challenge, when at the end of the day, it is a challenge. Anyone that you're dating who has children is going to be a challenge. What's up, Bam Bam? Even men, you know, I'm a single father. I have children, so it's going to be a challenge. Dating someone with that, because there's other. As I was having a discussion, there's going to be you're going to be, if that parent is alive, the other parent, you're going to be tied to that other parent in some way, shape, or form. So with her having her stuff together, um, a lot of people will say that they're independent and they're a boss and all this stuff like that, and you can take care of yourself and you're taking care of your children alone. But that's, a lot of times, that's not fact. A lot of times there are, a lot of baby mothers, a lot of women who are living with either someone, a relative, or living with their mother who's assisting them with taking care of this child. And I've, just so happened that I've dated a couple of those who have been living with someone else, which I found out later. But these things, these guys are naming off, as far as you being a single man, and what women need to understand. What do you think a single man, who has no kids, his preference is going to be? Do you believe his preference is going to be trying to date a single mother, or is he going to go for the single woman first without kids? The next thing is, for you guys out there, if you have children already, yeah, it's cool. You can probably still get, or not. Well, you can get, not probably. You can get a woman that doesn't have kids, and maybe, some women just don't want to have children, so you might be able to do that. But if you're over the age of 30, and I've said this before, chances are, if you're trying to date a woman in your age group, you're not going to run into a woman, for the most part. Chances are very slim over the age of 30 these days who doesn't have children, or who hasn't been in a long-term relationship, or married at some point. So she's gonna be a single mother. So that's just one thing that you need to keep in mind. Vice versa with women, with men. So the man is gonna be, you know, his first thing is, he's not, no man for the most part is really, as much as these salesmen, these internet simps try to sell it. No man is gonna want to have a preference for a woman who already has children. Not that he won't mind, dating a woman, but that's not going to be his initial preference. You know, as much as they try to sell this, you know, of how great a single mother is, and not saying that she's the scum of the earth or she's tarnished goods or she's a waste when she has a kid. That's not the case. But as far as you know, I understand the pep talk that these guys try to do. So as far as it being a benefit, there's some benefits, but you're gonna come across more of a challenge. So I know these guys, you know, starting off, they're talking about I like today's topic. Things to do. No problem. These guys, you know, they basically copy each other's videos. You know, they copy each other's videos. They say the same stuff that the last one said. So I think one of the reasons was that the benefit of dating a single mother is that she can cook. He said, when I meet a woman that doesn't have kids, I ask her what planet she's from. Exactly. Some women, the hard truth is they just can't have kids. You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing. But basically, back to this cooking thing. A benefit of dating single mother is that she can cook. That's not true. A lot of times, a lot of these women can't cook. You know, just because you're a mother doesn't mean you can cook. You know. And some of them don't have the I don't want to say tenacity. they don't want to learn to cook. They rather, you know, you come across, and some of them, because I'm hearing stories from other people as well. It's not, I'm not just pulling this out my ass. You know, the whole Easy Mac, making the Easy Mac, making the Stouffer's TV dinners. You know, making this stuff, this quick fix stuff, and want to call it a dinner for your kids and a man. I've seen it also personally, that this is what they'll fix for these kids, and I'm like, are you serious? I've been cooking since I've been 19, because that's when I had my first child, when I was 19. So I've been cooking, and there's a lot of men, I guess, who are forced to learn how to cook as well. But I think that's a horrible reason, a benefit. I mean, even though it. You know, just to say, hey, this is a benefit, like women are the only people that can cook on earth. You know what I'm saying? So that was just, I don't know why they said that. And another one that these guys that don't, when I meet women that don't cook, I ask them, how do you eat? Fast food nation, yeah. Fast food. Dating a young lady who that's all she ate out was fast food every day. Fast food every day, and that's, you know, just putting poison in your body and stuff like that. So the next thing was basically, because she's a single mother, she knows how to budget and handle finances. That could be true. Once again, this goes back if a woman has her stuff together. You know, and you can tell usually when you have that initial conversation with the woman that you're trying to date, and she's sitting down telling you, okay, this is what I do, this is how I get down, blah blah blah. You know, you can tell where she's at in life, especially if she's in her 30s or 40s, and she may, you know, which I'm going to get to that later, which is what he tried to defend, and she still doesn't have her stuff together. You know, 20s, yeah, I got you, you know, but if you're still living in Section 8, or you're still renting out an apartment when you're late 30s, early 40s, and I mean, it happens, but some people go through divorce and stuff like that. But if you've never been married and you're still living like this, you know what I'm saying? You can tell as far as financial or money management, or like I said before, they may be staying with someone, maybe living with a parent. You know what I mean? If she doesn't know how to cook, but if she's willing to learn, would you teach her? Of course. I think it's the responsibility of a man to actually, if a woman doesn't know something, he should impute, you know, wisdom and knowledge and know-how on how to do certain things. Otherwise, what's the point? If you're actually in a relationship with someone, you should actually try to build with this person. But once again, you have some that's not willing to learn, that will be like, well, I don't think that I should be doing that, and they might throw out the controlling card. You know what I'm saying? That comes up as well. You know, I don't think I should be doing this, and you're trying to make a slave out of me and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So you gotta look out for those signs as well. But the budgeting and financial responsibility, you should be able to, tell that. You know what I'm saying? Early on, a lot of, and I mentioned this, like I said, living with someone, you don't have your own place yet, and even when you're in your early 30s, early to mid 30s, and 40s, you still don't have a place. That should be a sure sign right there that, like, yo, what is going on? I said this, I made a video on this, student loans out the ass. You got like $150,000 in debt, but you got this degree to show for it. You know what I'm saying? You have your master's or doctorate, but you're close to $250,000 in debt. You know what I'm saying? And you're probably only making $30,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's based upon not knowing, it could be different things, but not knowing exactly what you want to do and switching up your major and all that stuff like that. So this is just stuff to look at, as far as them talking about budget and financial discipline and stuff like that. I know another one that these guys mentioned was that single mothers not going to clubs. Single mothers not going to clubs because they know that dudes are only there trying to smash. So why is a single mother at the club? If you take a census when you go in a club and ask them how many of you are single mothers, I guess they're saying you wouldn't find any in there. I'm trying to pull back up this chat, what you guys were just saying. Something about this. I don't know. I hate when it does that. He says, I've been married for almost 11 years this year. When I first met her, cooking was terrible. Now she's a great cook. I'm a Belizean man. I come from a family where you eat home cooking every day, so she had to learn. Yeah, it was like that when I first got married. But she was willing to learn, and she did learn and became a great cook. Damn, living with someone, you are at their mercy. Absolutely. There's nothing wrong with the woman fulfilling a traditional role. Most women find peace and comfort in it if they don't understand the benefits. I'm in bed now. Okay, shit. Society will be forced to learn how to cook when they realize the poison put in the food. On some good potential, brother. You've been married for a while. That's good. She's an awesome cook. I am one of 4 sisters, and we all cook wonderfully. My husband is very happy. He said, shout me out. Hit the like button, man. You talking about shout you out? Matter of fact, if you're in the chat, go ahead and hit the like button. He said, JR, shout me out. Me and the ladies are watching you on it. Yeah, tell your ladies to subscribe also. Shout out to Jen.Beast Mode. What's happening, man? I'm assuming you're a man. But you should do one on how overusing social media can destroy a relationship. I thought I did do one on that. On how overusing social media can destroy. Oh, maybe I was talking about it the other day. I thought I did. Maybe I did. I can't remember. But yeah, hit the like button. But if you don't mind. But where was I? Oh yeah, single mothers don't go to clubs. Okay. So, because they say single mothers don't go to clubs. It's dark where I was at. Single mothers don't go to clubs because there's nothing but dudes in there trying to smash. Well, let's examine why do women go to clubs, period, right? What's the purpose? What's the purpose of women going to clubs? The purpose, if not to meet a potential baby daddy, is just to get attention from men and women. That's the purpose for women going to clubs. In my estimation, you can argue with that as much as you want, but that's why women go to clubs, is to get attention from men and women and to get a potential suitor or potential, date. So obviously, any woman who goes to a club, you should know what you're getting yourself into when you go to a club. Of course, there's dudes trying to smash. I mean, but there are women who still go to clubs knowing that there are dudes trying to smash. You're at a club, it's a meat market. I mean, you got to be an idiot at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what he was saying that like single mothers don't go to clubs. You know what I mean? Most High bless her soul. How to grow fruits and vegetables. Single mothers should be home. Single mothers should be home with their kids. I'm over clubs. I've been over clubs since I've been 27, and I'm 34 right now. Yeah, it's called parking lot pimping. They outside the club waiting for someone, or waiting for someone to get them something, waiting for breakfast at the Waffle House and all that other good stuff, whatever. But yeah, the next thing is single mothers aren't judgmental, right? They aren't judgmental, and they're not gonna judge you for having your children, as they shouldn't, and vice versa. How can you say something about someone else having kids when you have kids? You know, you have your own. That's just like me. I can't sit back and say not to date. I'm not gonna date a single mother when I got kids myself. So as far as a lot of these women who do say I'm not gonna date a man that has kids, but you expect a man to take care of your kids, is idiotic in itself. But I mean, he can't have no kids. He needs to have a nice job. He needs to have a six pack, drive a nice car, 6'3", you know, and he needs to accept you and your kids as a package deal. And your kids come first in the process, but he needs to take care of everything. Who's saying this? Man, it's all over social media. What are you talking about? Who's saying this? The older I've got, that interested me. Maybe y'all can, he said he never heard this. None of y'all never heard this stuff that I'm saying? Oh my goodness. Guys, the judgment mindset come from. But yeah. I see this, he can't have any kids, blah blah blah, and all this stuff like that. Where does this mindset come from? Who knows? Okay, the next thing this guy says is that these guys say that she has her own, right? And if she doesn't have her own, she's in the process of getting her own. Once again, this goes back to, like I said, she should already have her stuff together. Especially if you plan on dating, don't look for someone to bail you out. Especially a single man. You know what I mean? You should already have your stuff together. So, a lot of times, especially some of the women that I've seen sharing these videos, are living with a parent. And these women are well within their 20s and 30s, living with a parent, but they are saying, chance this woman already has her stuff together. She already has her own place, has her own car, has all of this, and that's not always the case. You meet a woman at the club, you leave her there. No, there's only one purpose for picking up a woman at a club. Not to say that there aren't good women at the club, but that's not where you should go to find a woman, at the club. You know what you're looking for when you go into the club, and a woman shouldn't act like they don't know what's happening. And so it's a meat market. You know what's happening. Says she's least likely to run out on a relationship if there's signs of trouble in paradise, because she doesn't want to have men in and out of her kid's life. Now, let's say if you're the guy who's supporting her monetarily, and I think I touched on this yesterday. If you're supporting this woman monetarily and those payments stop coming in, a lot of times, that's going to be it. Unless you just got a woman who's just with a man you know, based on his looks, and she's taking care of that man. Because you have a lot of single mothers, like I said, that's taking care of dudes. You know what I mean? Um, I had my sister tell me once. She said, basically, if you're having sex with this man should be paying to be with you. At the end of the day, what are you with this man for if he can't provide for you monetarily? You know what I'm saying? False expectations. These immature women, how old are they? They're all types of ages, 20s, 30s, 40s. I had a lot of old friends back in the day that had abortions as a method of birth control. It still goes on today. I still hear these stories of abortions as birth control. It happens. A lot of women that I've come across don't take birth control, period. They just don't, oddly enough. To this day, these women cannot have children and are now in their 30s and desperately seeking a husband. This is true. Number one killer of our community. Yeah. Yeah, they get all that when they're in their 20s or late teens. They get all these abortions. And like you said, when it comes time to get a husband and find out she can't have kids, you know, that's something else. Is no monetary support, as if from the onset of courtship these bad immature behavior would be avoided. I mean, some women know, especially I would say, here's what I'm gonna say about single women. It would be reckless to date a man that can't, and y'all probably say I'm all over the place, but what single woman isn't, for the most part, unless she completely has her shit together? I mean, why would she be dating a man that can't help her in any way? That can't lighten the load monetarily. I mean, unless you guys are just planning on being separate for the rest of your lives, living in two different locations. But, I mean, what single mother just wants a broke dude that doesn't pay for anything? Just my thoughts. It's no. That's why you gotta have the man and woman in the home, by making things simple and living a stress-free life. So, you like I said, times is hard enough out here by yourself. Somebody's people looking for help. I know my mother was looking for help. She was a single mother and she got with my pop, so to speak. So she was looking for help, and a lot of women are looking for help. And not to say there's anything wrong with that, because there should be a family dynamic at the end of the day. But you got other things that come into this. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, like I was saying, she won't be so quick to run out, which was one of the reasons. She'll fight for the relationship. But like I said, if it's monetary, if the funds are part of the relationship, what do you think's gonna happen? My sister dipped on her husband with the quickness. She's been married 4 times. She dipped on her husband with the quickness. I think once something happened, I guess they lost their house and it foreclosed, and she dipped on that cat and went and got herself a stud. So she switched sides and went and got with a woman. And studs are some of the biggest simps. So this woman was taking care of her. You know what I mean? So yeah, studs taking care of her and her daughter. You know what I mean? So that fighting for a relationship, I don't know, bro. I guess this doesn't apply to all women, but I'm just saying, long term, basically you get to see her parenting skills too. I think that was another one. You get to see how, if you ever have kids with her, how she would be with kids. Getting to know each other, trust, respect, time, and get to know each other, be a courtship. Nothing should be rushed. Yeah, exactly. I hear you. But the next thing, you have to deal with sometimes is these kids. Yeah, Halloween costume. You have to deal with these kids that they have. And some of these kids may be, dysfunctional, outrageous, misbehaving, some of the boys may, some of the kids may have adapted, female characteristics and acting feminine, and don't want to be coached or disciplined because they've been so used to not having a man around. They are rejecting the authority of a man when a man tries to be that male presence and come about. So they've adapted this emotional mentality. Same thing with some of the girls. The girls, if she has daughters, the girls may not be used to that, and maybe talking back to the mother, cutting up, all kind of stuff like that. Not saying that's it, but that's something you just have to prepare yourself for. And then if the baby father's still involved, the potential jealousy of that, and you have to deal with the fact that they have a relationship also, or have to have some sort of relationship if they're co-parenting. That's if he's still in the picture, or he's probably going to want to come around now that you're the new face in her life. You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing you got to deal with. But I think I covered all that stuff that these people are talking about. But all in all, this is stuff that you have to think about. Also, the fact, if you're trying to be serious about a single mother, you have to realize that she does have to raise kids. She does have to take care of these kids, and the time dedicated to you is going to be limited. So I guess that's where it really gets to, like, dating. I seen a status say you can't take a single mother seriously. If a man is trying to talk to a single mother, he's just trying to talk to her for sex only. You know what I'm saying? But you have to realize with that, it's not really going to be much time made available. So if you're trying to see this woman as if, as far as getting serious with her, that's something you have to remember. She's not going to be make as much time for you as if you were dating a single woman. The availability of a single woman is going to be much more. She's going to have much more availability than a single mother. So like women typically say, you're not just dating her, you're dating her kids also in that process. So that's something you have to include. So what do you say? That's all the issues. Single mom. Jared Orla, are you from the UK? I don't know if I've ever asked you that, but yeah. But that and just the ties. This is all something, But I can see where these guys make their money. I can see how they'll say these things and try to make a dollar. It all makes sense now. It's a pep talk, even if most of it doesn't apply. So, crazy ass baby dad. Yeah, crazy ass baby daddies. Especially if they haven't let it go. All these reasons that they quote, that they called off, it makes you wonder if it's not knocking a single mother, but it makes you wonder, why isn't she still with the baby daddy? And why hasn't she been snatched up already? Other than that, you know what I'm saying? If it's so beneficial, you know what I mean? So that's something that I'm saying. It's something for you to think about. Or if she's never been married. There's something else to ask. Why has she never been married? Or the ones who typically say, this is why I'm single now. Or the ones who are always in the club, but they claim to be dating, or claim to be saying what a man should and shouldn't be doing. I woke up. For real. I turned to the Most High, and He blessed me with a beautiful husband. He was a single, hard-working father as well. The jury is out. It's not worth it. Only a rich man who can finance single mothers. You say you turn to the Most High and he sent you a single father. Well, that's one of those feel-good stories, Tamara. I guess that's what you're talking about. Not to say it doesn't happen, but that's definitely one of those. Let me turn this light on. Yeah. Sheesh. That's one of those feel-good stories where you prayed and God sent you what you were asking for. So I'm answering someone's question for those of you watching this. So yeah, where you say, well, I prayed for this man, and I guess you must have been deep in prayer because he sent you exactly what you wanted all this time. You know, and maybe it does happen. It does happen. There was something I was gonna say about that though. We were talking about this whole process. I've got 2 beautiful daughters and a stepson I treat as my own that I've raised since he was 8 months. He's gonna be 12 years. Goodness. You're a good man. You're a good man. But I guess you got him when he was young. Like I said, if you get him around that time when they're like 6, 7, you know, and there hasn't been any discipline or any man in the house, then you're gonna have some issues, you know, because they have that they can adopt that diva mentality as a boy, you know, and those girls, like I said before, they'll have a little attitude where they'll be cursing their mom out, or getting sassy with the mom, you know, because she tries to treat the little girl like her friend, and tries to treat the little boy like a little boyfriend. So this is what happens a lot of times. Tries to dress him up all cute, you know, like he's the little boyfriend, and the girl is supposed to be the homie, you know, till she gets 15 and 16, then she want to put hands on her, and they end up fighting, then apologizing, going out to lunch and all that good stuff, then fighting again because she's trying to bring men in the house. Yeah, the man has kids too, but for the most part, she can walk all over most of them good. Not to forget about the kids. You can discipline but still pay. Yep, that's exactly right. This is exactly right. But I say you take it as you go. You know, if you come across one, you know, you're lucky. But I guess women need to understand things have changed. You know, things have definitely changed, and there has to be, you have to know, and for people to act like it takes these simps to tell you. If you listen to these simps, I did a video on this, all they're doing is setting you up for failure. You have to ask yourself, is this man going to take me seriously at the end of the day? What am I doing for this man to take me seriously? You know, as a viable candidate, if that's your plan, or if you just want someone to take you out till your baby daddy comes back into your life. You know what I mean? So that's just something to think about. But Umar Johnson, if simps needs to be punished, so what do you procure as a solution? Is simps needs to be punished, so what do you procure as a solution? I don't understand what you're saying. The first thing you need to ask yourself is, do you take yourself seriously? Will X, I did a video on that also, about taking yourself seriously. You're only serious as you take yourself. And most people aren't, well, not most people, let me stop that. There's many people who don't take themselves seriously. You know, you don't take yourself seriously till you wake up one day and you're over the hill, and you know, all those years are gone. So yeah, I guess the next thing is to be asking, well, what can I do to get an honest, man who's about something in life or who wants something in life. You know, many single moms don't take time to analyze where they went wrong and acknowledge the mistake, hence never learn from the situation. Because many, or some women, let me stop, I'm gonna use that again. There is no accountability. It will always be the man's fault. It's the baby daddy's fault. It's never her fault. It's always the baby daddy's fault or the husband's fault or whatever. It's never her fault because women are born perfect. They're born perfect, immaculate. You know, no mistakes are made, none of that. The accountability, like I have a friend of mine on a job today. She was telling me this girl, you know, and I talk to her about accountability all the time. There was this girl who was not clocking out for lunch. She would stay on the clock for lunch, right? And she's been doing this for a while. So basically, what ended up happening is one of the supervisors approached her about it. She was like, "Oh, I have been clocking out." So they did some research on it, and basically, come to find out, she basically cheated the company out of, you know, a whole lot of money by not clocking out during lunch. So they tell her she's fired today. She starts crying and basically throws a fit and start bringing up all type of stuff. Well, this job ain't even all that. This job isn't up to code. It's violating OSHA standards. Blah blah blah. Saying all this stuff except, yeah, I was wrong. I was stealing from you guys. You know, I deserve to be fired. I knew better. I'm a grown ass woman. This is also a woman who lives with her mother, has a kid by a man who's like 7 years younger than her, and you know. So it's only right that she's not accountable for her actions. You know. And in the case of what you were saying, Will X, that's just what it is. You know what I mean? So as long as you got people supporting you, like I said, it goes back to this. If you have people supporting you like these simps and a parent or someone that's taking care of you, that's enabling you, and basically you're not, you know, accountable for actually being out there as an adult, then there's always going to be this fallacy, this illusion, this being pretentious, you know, which is basically what these guys are giving out, this illusion, or trying to make you feel, you know, a certain way where you actually do become pretentious, you know. Punish simps or a way to get them to see it's wrong to be a simp as it worsens. You have deliberate simps and you have simps who do this for money. The ones I'm talking about are the ones who are doing this for money, who are basically giving this pep talk and giving these women bad advice. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. Saying you ain't shit, but man, you fuck this. Yeah, exactly. And that's what I go back to as far as, you know, a lot of these that who they do have kids by, you know, they'll turn around and say that this guy isn't shit. You know, this guy isn't shit. Blah blah blah. Da 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 da. But will listen to everything the simp says, knowing that they don't want the simp. They want the same guy that they're saying isn't shit. They don't give a damn what those simps talking about. You know. It is facts. Simping ain't easy, it's greasy. I mean, it's very lucrative, like I said. You know. But I just wanted to, you know, it's not really a answer to, even though I covered it, it's not really an answer. It's just to say, as long as you got your stuff together, you're financially stable, you can bring something to the table. This is why I asked, what's the punishment for simps? There's no punishment for simps. It shouldn't be your business what happens with a simp. Simps end up, the women punish the simps eventually. They punish the simps eventually because either she's gonna dominate and rule over this simp at the end of the day. You know, she's gonna dominate him. She's gonna either end up humiliating him or leaving him for the same guy she was talking trash about. You know, because at the end of the day, that's not what she really wants. You know, so he said facts. Yeah, but I think I pretty much covered it, man. You know what I'm saying? We've been on here for a while. You know, I appreciate you guys tuning in. You know, this has been an enlightening experience. You know, coming to terms with all this. But I guess, as usual with any of these videos, is how do you counter all of this? There should be a course on how not to be a simp. Every man has simped at some point in his lifetime. Even repeatedly, you know what I mean? As soon as they fired them. JR, that's exactly what they do to the men as soon as they fired them. What do you mean? Never let any of my boys marry a single mom. No man should ever let that happen, especially if she isn't responsible. Yeah, that's what I was talking about before I got off. You wanna get with a single mom. Make sure she's got her own. Make sure that she's able to support herself on her own. Make sure that she's not a dysfunctional woman. Make sure she don't have none of that baby daddy stuff. You know what I'm saying? None of that baby daddy drama. And all that other stuff, I mean, you can work on. A lot of this stuff you can work on, but to say that it's a blessing when it's really a challenge, that's what they need to cut out with all that stuff. You know, or a benefit. It's only a benefit if you don't have a place to stay. If you don't have a place to stay, you know, and you looking for a place to stay, you need somebody to stay with, or you need you know, somebody to really cook for you. You know what I'm saying? And you don't have a job, then it's a benefit. You know what I mean? Don't give me that benefit stuff. You know, if you don't have a place to stay, your girlfriend or your baby mama kicked you out, your mama kicked you out, you looking for a place to stay, you don't got no food, then yeah, it's a benefit. By all means. You know. You put up with all that stuff that she talking about, like it's a girl on Facebook who be putting out videos and said there's nothing wrong with taking care of a man staying at home if he can cook, clean up the house, you know, fix your car and all that stuff like that. You're saving a lot of money. I forgot her name. She like real country. She's on Facebook or whatever. She made a video about that. But yeah, it's a benefit if you don't have nothing, you don't have a dollar to your name, you know. Only thing you can, you know, offer her is some pipe. Hey, you got a place to stay, you got food to eat, you got weed to smoke. She'll buy it for you. You know. She's looking for a paycheck, kick that hoe to the curb. Oh my goodness. And social media free. I see if she got a big, oh man. Joe Johnson. Social media free. Yeah, Derek said he's social media free. But that's the benefit. Other than that, man, she finds somebody you know within conversation if you can build with somebody or not. Or based upon what are your goals in life and what is hers. You know. If she looking for you to pay all the bills and then you still coming second, then we got a problem here. And a lot of the women, you need to realize that if you still say you want a man, but the man comes second to your children, then we got a problem. We really got a problem here. I'm looking for a man. I'm looking for a husband, but my kids come first. Good luck with that. The same thing with this same old stuff I be hearing about. Don't what is it? Did a video on this. Don't perform married duties for a man who's not gonna make you his wife. Try to have her read some of the books and watch the lectures of strong so-called black men and women. She'd rather watch that fake reality shows. That's right. That's what the school system does. They get our children while they're young. They can be programmed. Yo, but anyway, man, it's been real. You know, I figured I'd go ahead and make this video. Appreciate all you guys tuning in. Make sure y'all like, share, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so. Add me on social media if you haven't yet. The links are all in the description. Check me out on Amazon. If you haven't picked up my books yet, make sure y'all get y'all copies for less than the price of a Junior Bacon cheeseburger. It can be in your hands tonight. If you got any questions, what's up, Deborah? If you got any questions, feel free to email me. Any comments, like I said, put them below. Any topics you'd like me to discuss. Only on the weekends, man. Only on the weekends. If you got any topics you'd like to discuss, feel free to hit me up. You mentioned the girl at your job that was going off, not at my job, when she got caught doing wrong and blamed the company. That's what they do to the men at the end of the relationship. Of course, they do that. It's always a man's fault. It would take her. It's a very rare woman to say that it wasn't my fault. I mean, it was my fault. It's very rare. Even if she cheating on your ass, she'll say it. I did a video on this. Even if she's cheating on your ass, she'll say it's your fault. It's your fault that that she was cheating on you. You know. But other than that, yeah, hit me up. Email me if you got any topics you'd like me to discuss. Go ahead and knock that out. And the well of wisdom is there. The links are all there. Remember, anything lost can be found again except for time wasted. You know, a vision without action is merely a dream. And peace be upon you all in the mercy and blessings of the Almighty. And I will see you guys in the next video. I'm out. Peace.